Hi, my name's Jenna, and this is going to be my final project for Art 200, and I'm going to be going more in depth about Hearst Castle's Neptune Pool. Julia Morgan was the architect for La Cuesta Encantada, which is actually Spanish for Magical Hill, or as we know it, Hearst Castle. Morgan, being one of the few female architects working on such a big project, really put her ahead of her time. Both Hearst and Morgan both had a lot of differences, but they shared a love for classical European art. And even though Hearst changed his mind a lot, making Hearst Castle almost like an endless project, he really respected Morgan's input, and Morgan loved being able to handle all the art pieces that Hearst collected. As spectacular as the Neptune Pool is, it actually wasn't originally meant to be everything that it is now. The indoor Roman pool on the right was actually inspired by Roman baths. The beautiful mosaic tiles are infused with gold, and it's 8 feet deep all throughout the pool. Which is one of the reasons that Hearst asked Morgan to make another pool, to make it more suited for his family and friends who aren't necessarily the greatest swimmers. So the Neptune Pool descends from 3 to 10 feet. It's 104 feet long, 58 feet wide, and holds 345,000 gallons of water. The Neptune Pool had 3 revisions, with each revision making it bigger and better. The picture on the left shows an original sketch of the temple garden with an ornamental pool, which was actually what it was originally meant to be. I found this sketch along with several other pictures on Cal Poly's online Kennedy Library, which stores Julia Morgan's papers. I highly recommend checking out some of her work there. The top right photo is one of the first, smaller, and simpler versions of the pool. The second revision of the pool is shown at the bottom right-hand corner, which was significantly enlarged between 1926 and 1927. This version included sculptures of Neptune and 2 Nereids at the top of a large cascade, which are the steps that the water flows down. The inspiration for the Neptune Pool actually comes from the Palace of Fine Arts located in San Francisco. That was built by famed architect Bernard Maybeck, who drew his inspiration from Roman ruins. That was also his theme for the Panama Pacific International Exposition held in 1915. Hearst and Morgan were invigorated and inspired by the World Fair, and the Neptune Pool reflects that. The Palace of Fine Arts was not intended to remain standing, but it was saved by the Palace Preservation League, which was actually founded by Hearst's mother, Phoebe. As you can see, the Neptune Pool was actually an above-ground pool. Mythological Roman statues can be found surrounding the pool as well, which we will discuss a little bit later. Greek Revival-styled colonnades also surround this neoclassical pool. Greek Revival was the last phase in neoclassical architecture. Neoclassical art in general includes Roman and Greek-styled buildings with a heavy use of columns. The Neptune Pool is lined with a beautiful, white, thin-veined Vermont marble. This type of marble specifically is excavated from the western parts of Vermont. Vermont marble is what makes up the floor, the sides of the pool, as well as the colonnades. The marble is laid using square, diamond, and meander patterns, which is shown above and uses a continuous line pattern. It is the light infractions from the hundreds of thousands of gallons of water in the pool which give the Neptune Pool its beautiful blue color when it's filled. On top of the Neptune Pool temple is a triangular pediment, which is a very popular style found primarily in neoclassical and Baroque architecture. Take a look at the Jefferson Memorial and the U.S. Supreme Court, which both utilize much of the same neoclassical architectural style as the Neptune Pool. All 3 structures use Vermont marble, colonnades, pediments, and feature water in or around it. The Jefferson Memorial reminds me of the Palace of Fine Art with its large rotunda rooftop. Inside the pediment of the pool temple are the sculptures of Neptune and the 2 Nereids that were once at the top of the water cascade steps shown earlier. Neptune is the Roman counterpart of the Greek god Poseidon. They are the gods of the sea. Neptune on the pediment is physically facing the direction of the Pacific Ocean, overlooking the sea. The Nereids on the side of Neptune are water nymphs, serving as protectors of the sea. They are both riding seahorses, which are supposed to be leading Neptune through the water on his shelled chariot. Inside Casa Grande, Hearst also has a ceiling painting of Neptune by 17th century French artist Simon Vouet. The painting no doubt lends inspiration to creator Charles Cassot's Neptune sculpture. Charles Cassot also sculpted the Birth of Venus statue in 1930. The sculpture was inspired by the 1480 Birth of Venus painting by Italian artist Sandro Botticelli. The painting was considered risque for its time as it partially reveals Venus's breasts. The well-known Cupid is the son of Venus and Ares. Cupid is seen at the front bottom of the statue at the feet of Venus. Venus is the Roman counterpart of the Greek goddess Aphrodite, or goddess of love. Birth of Venus was installed where the water cascade featuring Neptune was at in the second revision of the pool shown earlier. In the 1920s and 30s, Southern California saw a boom in privately owned pools. The pools were synonymous with success and wealth, as only those with money could really afford them at the time. Pools were like the gems of a home. Hollywood films would often use pools in movies. Filled pools equated to wealth or success, while empty pools were more associated with corruption or death, representing failed dreams. As I compared the two images above, the empty pool versus the filled pool really did give me a sense of success or failure. What sort of response did it give you? Regardless, the Neptune pool still stands as one of California's most iconic pools. As famous as the Neptune pool is, it's only been used for two different Hollywood projects. The first being the 1960s film Spartacus, as shown in the above image on the right. The second being Lady Gaga's GUY music video in 2014. The music video shoot was very controversial because the Neptune pool was already empty due to drought and needed leak repairs. Lady Gaga donated $250,000 to Hearst Castle Preservation Foundation, which will go towards the much-needed pool repairs as well as restorations for the Birth of Venus statue. In conclusion, the artistry and design that went into the details of the Neptune pool reflect both Hearst and Morgan's insatiable desire to continuously create something unique, bold, and beautiful, utilizing the finest craftsmanship and European artistry and style. Although the Neptune pool wasn't originally conceived to become the most beautiful focal point of the castle, it has certainly remained so over the years. And there's my little dab of art history.